KJFM Radio, Eagle 102. Area high school softball is on the air. Every week, Eagle 102 brings you the best of area high school sports. On air at 102.1, online at KJFMradio.com, and on the KJFM Radio app. Now to the diamond for high school softball on your area sports leader, KJFM Radio.
And good afternoon from Louisiana High School as we're at Wallace Memorial Park this afternoon. I'm Maddie Ingram and Jim Rawson with you. And Jim, we have a really nice EMO conference matchup with a state-ranked Montgomery County Wildcats visiting Louisiana today.
Yes, we do. Rankings came out today, and Montgomery County ranked number 10 in Class 2. They are 14-5 on the season. Louisiana comes in today at 11-6. So, two quality teams out of EMO. We expect a good ball game.
We'll break this one down next on the pregame show with Eagle 102 Sports.
Eagle 102 sports coverage brought to you all season long by Noah Builders, Castile's Color Wheel, Eagle's Nest Inn, and People's Savings Bank.
It's time now for the Eagle 102 Sports pregame show on KJFM Radio.
Maddie Ingram, Jim Rawson with you this afternoon for Eagle 102 Sports. And Jim, we have a really nice game lined up here for a Louisiana team that's only continued to thrive this season. You know, they came into this about 5 years ago trying to build something from the ground up. And so you had a lot of those seniors that were a part of that program that graduated, but it's only continued, and it seems like there's a lot of really good, young, talented athletes that are a part of this lineup this year.
Yeah, they've made some strides this year, I think, with, as you mentioned, the thought that they may drop back a little bit, but so far so good. And now we're into the back nine of the season with districts not too far around the corner, a couple of weeks away. And they actually announced where that would be, and both of these teams will go to Montgomery County for their districts, actually. It starts on October the 17th. So, and that district's loaded because you've got Ellsbury and Herman in there along with Ellsbury and Montgomery County. So this is a harbinger, maybe things to come later in the season. It has some conference implications because Montgomery County's battling Ellsbury at the top of the pack for the conference championship. And so lot of things to think about in this game.
Yes, lots of great athletes on both teams, and as you mentioned, this is big for conference, but it's also big in setting up the postseason because, you know, that could change the way that these lineups look today and who's in the circle, and with that potential of, you know, possibly facing them in the postseason. So we'll continue to talk about this one and our keys to the game next on Eagle 102 Sports.
Game of the Week coverage on air and online brought to you by White Insurance Agency, Brown's Processing and Smokehouse Meats, and Sudsy Tub.
The Eagle 102 Sports keys to the game are right around the corner. Brought to you by Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate.
It's a great time to buy or sell a home. I'm Vicki Cadwalder, and I take pride in offering skills that make the process go smoothly from beginning to end. Even after closing, I enjoy staying in touch and being there to help you if you have any other needs or questions. Call me and we'll create a personalized plan just for you. Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate, loving our small town life.
Ackles Farm Market has locally produced beef, pork, and honey. Stop in for your farm fresh cut ribeye, New York strip, sirloin steaks, fillets, stew meat, ribs, ground beef, snack sticks, and all beef hot dogs. While there, stock up on homegrown fruits and vegetables as well. Open every day, 9 to 7. Ackles Farm Market, just off Highway 54 between Louisiana and Pittsfield.
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance.
Ask me, Ashley Jenkins, about Shelter's auto, home, and life options.
Eagle 102 sports coverage brought to you all season long by Cellular and Satellite, Pike County Memorial Hospital, Ackles Farm Market, and Shelter Insurance Agent Ashley Jenkins.
Time now for the Eagle 102 Sports Keys to the Game on KJFM. Sponsored by Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate in Louisiana.
Maddie Ingram, Jim Ross in with you this afternoon as we are at Wallace Memorial Park for a big EMO conference matchup between the Louisiana Lady Bulldogs and the Montgomery County Lady Wildcats. We've already kind of set the scene just a little bit in the importance of this game as you look at the conference and then down the road looking in the postseason at districts. But what are some of the things that we're wanting to focus on today and the keys to the game, Jim?
Well, Montgomery County comes in hot. They've won 5 in a row, and of course, with anything, both teams have played 3 games this week. So question one is how is your pitching going to hold up to that many games in a week? A lot of, softball's not as bad on your arm as baseball is, so there's no pitch count in high school softball, so they can throw as much as they want. But it's the usual stuff. You got to throw strikes, don't give free passes. You got to play clean in the field. You do those 2 things, and chances are you're going to end up on top.
And so both of these teams, we've kind of seen some up and down from them, some scores where you're like, well, how'd that happen? Knowing how well that they've been able to play. But there's been a lot of teams that are like that this year where it's just such a roller coaster ride.
It's been a weird season, hasn't it?
It has. So some of those 10-0 games where you're like, who beat who?
Yeah.
So there's a couple of them for both sides where you're kind of wondering how some things happen. But when these 2 teams step up and they play the best ball that they can, they're hard to compete with, and they can give anybody a run for their money, whether it's in their conference or in their district looking down the line. So we have a good one for matchup tonight. We'll get to our starting lineups next on Eagle 102 Sports.
Game of the Week coverage on air and online brought to you by Ameriprise Financial Advisor Tamara Scherter, Pogue Ford, and W5 Auction Services.
The Eagle 102 Sports starting lineups are coming up. Brought to you by Community State Banks of Missouri.
Community State Bank of Missouri in Bowling Green and Troy, where the #1 priority is the customer and adding new services to help simplify your life and building a strong, high-performance financial services organization. Community State Bank in Bowling Green and Troy, your community bank since 1887, member FDIC.
Geared Up, just off the square in Pittsfield, is your first stop for screen printing and embroidery. The folks at Geared Up take pride in making their communities and schools look great while offering the best prices around. If you're looking to expand your wardrobe, or maybe a gift is on the list, stop by their store and check out numerous items in stock. When you're looking for custom apparel and awards for your business, organization, or team, stop by Geared Up, 211 South Madison in Pittsfield.
Brown's Processing and Smokehouse Meats is your first stop when stocking your freezer. Brown's has frozen chicken, steaks, brats, and burgers ready to go. For wholesale and custom butchering, Brown's is your first call. It's where quality meets service. Brown's Processing and Smokehouse Meats. For your meat processing, smokehouse meats, and homemade sausage. Just off Highway 61 in Silex.
Eagle 102 sports coverage brought to you all season long by Brown's Processing and Smokehouse Meats, Geared Up, and Community State Bank of Missouri.
The Eagle 102 Sports starting lineups on KJFM are sponsored by Community State Banks of Missouri in Bowling Green and Troy.
Our starting lineups as these 2 teams meet at home plate. We'll start with the visiting Montgomery County Lady Wildcats leading things off. It'll be number 14, the catcher, Jillian Weekly, followed by Reese Hill, and she'll be in the pitcher circle today, and she is a hot bat. Olivia Fisher is in the 3 spot. She'll be playing third base today, followed by the cleanup hitter, Sam Turner. In the 5 spot, it's Gracie Cobb. She'll be your center fielder today for the Wildcats. Haley Meyer will be playing second base and batting 6th. Batting 7th, it's the shortstop, Josie Eversmeyer. The right fielder, Kinley Wessel, bats 8th. And then rounding out the lineup for the Lady Wildcats, it's Bethman. So for the Wildcats, it's Weekly, Hill, Fisher, Turner, Cobb, Meyer, Eversmeyer, Wessel, and Bethman. For your home team, the Louisiana Lady Bulldogs, they'll lead things off with the center fielder, Jalea Reese, followed by Katie Wallace, the second baseman. The right fielder bats 3rd, that's Maddie Chandler. Jordan Pedersen will play left field today. Normally she's behind the plate, but she's getting the start in left field today and batting cleanup. Batting 5th is the third baseman, Peyton Anderson. The pitcher will bat 6th, it's Reese Womack. Maddie Jenkins is your catcher today, and she'll bat 7th. Batting 8th, it's Tessa DePriest, the first baseman, and the shortstop, Jordan Bayline, will bat 9th. So for the Louisiana Lady Bulldogs, it's Reese, Wallace, Chandler, Pedersen, Anderson, Womack, Jenkins, DePriest, and Bayline. For Montgomery County, they will also have Sully Falloon, and she'll be playing left field today. So she's not hitting, she's just playing the field. But they are going to get ready to do some starting lineups on the field. After that, it'll be the national anthem and first pitch on Eagle 102 Sports.
Game of the Week coverage on air and online brought to you by Geeky Hillbilly, Twin Pike Family YMCA, and Ackles Farm Market.
Pepsi-Cola Bottling Company is a proud sponsor of the local schools and their athletes. When it's time to quench that thirst, reach for one of the many Pepsi products found in the local concession stands, including Pepsi, Mountain Dew, Sundrop, or the all-new Starry Lemon Lime. If you are wanting something other than soda, enjoy Bubbler, Clarbrun Water, Lipton Teas, Gatorade, and more. Pepsi-Cola Bottling Company in New Haven and Bowling Green wishes all the area athletes a great season.
Seize the summer with hot savings on versatile New Holland mid-range tractors from Bowling Green Tractor. Choose 0% finance.
At Pike County Mutual Insurance Company on the square in Bowling Green.
Eagles Bluff Golf Course in Clarksville is a locally owned public course, available for play 7 days a week. For more information, call, visit, or go online to eaglesbluffgolf.com.
Discover Gambino's Eatery in Louisiana, open Wednesday through Sunday, with our lunch options until 4 p.m., including tenderloin, burgers, wrap options, and salads. Enjoy dinner favorites like the make-your-own pasta dish, lasagna, and red wine pot roast from 4 p.m. to close. We offer more than just pizza and Italian. There's something for everyone. When the weather is nice, dine on our beautiful patio. Now open Sundays from 11 to 2. Join us at Gambino's on 3rd and Georgia in Louisiana.
If it's not on the menu, we don't talk about it.
Eagle 102 sports coverage brought to you all season long by Bowling Green Tractor, State Farm agents Rod Prentice and Brenda Crawford, Vicki Cadwalader Real Estate, and Pepsi.
And Lynn's Heritage House.
State Farm in Pittsfield understands that life can be tough. The State Farm staff is there to help you make smart decisions when it comes to all your insurance and financial service needs. Call, email, text, or stop by the office Monday through Friday between 9 to 5 to talk to an agent. State Farm in Pittsfield, a family-oriented office, is located at 311 Half West Washington Street in Pittsfield, serving Pike County, Illinois, and the surrounding areas.
Eagle 102 sports coverage brought to you all season long by One Multi-Sports Complex, Pike County Mutual Insurance agents Corey Buchanan and Shelley Cluckey, Gambino's Eatery, and Hannibal Regional Medical Group.
Maddie and Jim in with you this afternoon on Eagle 102, and we have a really nice EMO conference matchup. We have some great weather for it and a little bit of a different view today, Jim.
We ran into some senior posters that were in our line of sight, both for the camera and both for us. So we moved down right behind home plate, so we're going to have a good view of the balls and strikes here. We can help the umpire out anytime we like. And I know as an ex-pitcher, you're more than happy to do that.
That's exactly right. He's going to hear me tonight, maybe.
But you're right. It is perfect for softball. Light breeze, about 80 degrees, and partly cloudy skies as we're about ready to go. Louisiana in the field. Let's see who they've got out there today.
A little bit of a different look. Jordan Pedersen in left field and center field. Jalea Reese, Maddie Chandler is your right fielder today. Peyton Anderson at third base. Jordan Bayline, the shortstop. Katie Wallace at second base. Tessa DePriest at first. Behind the plate, it is Maddie Jenkins, and then in the circle, it's Reese Womack.
Montgomery County, they do most of their damage at the top of the order. Jillian Weekly, Reese Hill, and Olivia Fisher. And the first pitch from Womack is low for ball. When we had them at Clopton several weeks ago, those top three, and then you can throw in Sam Turner in the 4 slot too, they did major damage in that ball game. Next pitch is down in and makes it ball 2. Montgomery County coming off a win last night. They defeated Van Far 11-2, and as I mentioned earlier, they've won 5 in a row. Next pitch is down the middle, ground ball to short. Bayline over to first. That's good for the first out. 6-3.
That ball took a couple of hops. She sat down on it and watched it all the way in and made a good throw to get the out at first base and a sure out, which is what you want for this top of the lineup. You don't want them to get on.
Reese Hill steps in. She's got some power and hits for a very high average. Bats from the left-hand side. The first pitch, a rise ball out of the zone for ball 1. Fisher on deck and Turner in the hole for Montgomery County. Coached by Audra Heimer, assisted by Coach Moultrie. He's over at first. Heimer at third. Next pitch is swung on and missed by Hill. Evens the count at 1-1. Nice little breeze blowing out actually. So it would help anything that is hit in the air. Next pitch is low. Looks like maybe an off-speed pitch. Makes it 2-1. Reese Womack's done good work. She's a tall drink of water for Louisiana on the hill. Next pitch is fouled down the left field side and out. Still, it actually stays in play. Made Coach Cannon get off his bucket.
I think he fell off of his bucket.
You know how these young coaches are. They're quite agile, right? And we also mentioned Montgomery County as the rankings came out today. They're number 10 in Class 2 at 14-5. The 2-2 pitch coming from Womack is flown to left center. That could be trouble, and it's gone. Just what we said about Reese Hill. She's got pop in her bat, and we must be good luck for her.
I think so. Every single time that we have called a game in Montgomery County she's hit a home run. Whenever we had her at Silex, she hit a home run off of Silex. And that was in the top of the 7th inning. So, put Silex back against the wall. We had 2 home runs out of her whenever she played at Clopton. So we're her good luck charm.
Well, yeah, I agree with that. But that's what the threat is. And you really, in the first inning, you don't want to pitch around somebody with nobody on. But
every time it's been a pitch up in the zone, something that's hanging. And that's exactly what happened there. So props to her. She's had a fantastic season to put up that big number in the home run spot. Yeah.
So Olivia Fisher steps in. The first pitch is a changeup way out of the zone. Next pitch is a high drop ball fouled out of play over towards my truck, so let's not be doing that, Olivia.
You drove the truck today.
I did. It's
Okay.
It's dirty. so I figured I'd let it get a little dustier, if you will. The 1-1 pitch from Reese. Drop ball off the fist, grounded to short. Bayline over to the Priest at first. 6-3 again for the putout. So 2 outs in the inning. A run across with the Reese Hill home run, and first baseman Sam Turner steps in.
That was a slow rolling ground ball right on that inside part of the bat, and took a few steps for Bayline to get there as she plays a little bit closer, shaded more towards third base. That was almost up the middle of the field, so good play by the shortstop.
First pitch to Turner, fouled straight back. Speaking of a tall drink of water, Sam's a tall young lady. Plays first base for the Montgomery County Wildcats. We always called them the Montgomery City Wildcats when I was in school. Guess they've stepped up. Next pitch, a nice changeup down low, and Turner able to lay off of that. Evens the count at 1-1. 2 outs in the inning. Gracie Cobb on deck for Montgomery County. They lead at 1-0. Glad to have you with us, Jim Ross and Maddie Ingram. Next pitch fouled back again off the fist. Makes it 1-2, and they're out of balls. A lot of foul balls.
Somebody will get it, and we have a lot of fans. As there's a middle school game going on behind us, you would think we would get the ball in just a little bit quicker, but.
So when you were a kid, which wasn't that long ago, did they give you a bag of popcorn or something if you went and got a foul ball?
They did not.
Oh, man, when I was a kid, you didn't have any problem getting a foul ball.
No, you're working for it.
Fighting for it. What are you talking about?
Elbows thrown.
The 1-2 pitch, a drop ball, is on the outside corner, called for strike 3. So Turner strikes out looking. So just a hit in the inning, but it was a big one, a home run by Reese Hill. Montgomery County jumps out on top 1-0. The bottom of the first is next on 102 Sports.
Game of the Week coverage on air and online brought to you by White Insurance Agency, Brown's Processing and Smokehouse Meats, and Sudsy Tub.
Don't have time to stop by the bank? That's not a problem if you're a customer of People's Bank and Trust. With our mobile and online banking service, you can now bank from anywhere. Deposit checks, pay bills, transfer funds between accounts, check the latest activity on your account, and view images of your checks, all from the convenience of your desktop and smartphone. So start banking on your schedule and download the People's Bank and Trust app today. People's Bank and Trust, hometown banking the way it should be. Member FDIC.
Eagle 102 sports coverage brought to you all season long by Eagles Bluff Golf Course, People's Bank and Trust, Pike County Health Department, and Missouri State Representative Chad Perkins.
Welcome back to Wallace Memorial Park. We're in the bottom of the first inning. Louisiana trails 1-0. It'll be Jalea Reese, Katie Wallace, and Maddie Chandler for Louisiana. We'll see if they can get the offense going. Averaging 8.5 runs a game, giving up 4.1. Montgomery County averaging 7.9 runs and giving up 4.5. So on paper, looks like this should be a good game, huh?
I think so, and I think these two teams are evenly matched. Maybe a little bit more power in the lineup for Montgomery County, but Louisiana makes that up with speed and consistent contact.
Reese, a slapper, waves at that and misses, and makes the count 0-1. A lot of rise balls and curve balls from Reese Hill. I watched when she warmed up, and that pitch is fouled straight back, and it's 0-2. Let's look at the defense across the outfield from Montgomery County. Falloon, Cobb, Wessel, third to first. Fisher, Eversmeyer, Meyer, and Turner. Weekly's behind the plate, and as we said, Hill is on the mound for Montgomery County. The 0-2 pitch, a rise ball out of the zone. Matt Cannon at first, Dustin Green at third, I should say. Dustin Green at first for Louisiana in the coaching boxes. And the 1-2 pitch is down, and evens the count at 2-2 to Reese.
Trying to see what Jalea will chase here, which when you go 0-2 quickly, that gives the pitcher all the room to do whatever they want.
Next pitch is flown to right. It's deep. Will it get over the outfielder? No. A nice running catch by Wessel for the first out of the inning. Well hit ball by Reese that time, but a nice play by Wessel to booked the first out of the ball game. Louisiana coming off, or of the inning, I should say, for Louisiana. Louisiana coming off a win last night. They played 3 games this week as well. A 16-5 win over Hannibal. They've won 3 of their last 5. First pitch to Wallace is high for a ball. Wallace, the second baseman, one of the 5 seniors on this Louisiana club this year. Next pitch, a rise ball out of the zone as well. If Louisiana can stay off of that rise ball, make her start it at the knees, they'll be able to work on her. They start swinging at that, and they're in trouble. 2-0 the count. Next pitch is high and out of the zone as well, makes it 3-0.
Both of these teams have some depth, and I think every time that we've seen both of these teams play, they've got a different person in a different position, so that's nice to have, especially in these smaller classes.
Rise ball on the inside part. That one had a little screw. Maddie would call that a screwball.
Screwball.
I think it was just a rise ball that moved in. 3-1's the count. Next pitch is down low for the first walk of the game by either hurler. And Wallace will go to first. And that'll bring in Maddie Chandler. I believe she's a sophomore, if I'm not mistaken. Jordan Pedersen on deck and Peyton Anderson in the hole. First pitch is a curveball, swung on and missed by Chandler.
She's got some power if she can connect, and she hits a lot on a line. Doesn't really get under it too much.
1 out in the inning. Next pitch high and out of the zone as Wallace thinks about running, decides against it. Weekly's got a good arm behind the plate, so you'll have to be careful with that. The 1-1 pitch to Chandler is swung on and lined down the left field line, but foul. Makes it 1-2. Kind of got it off the end of the bat. Had a looping liner in it. But she was right on it nonetheless.
You've got some speed at first base, and with Hill already having a little bit of trouble finding the zone, you know, the next pitch in the dirt or off the tip of a glove puts her at second and in scoring position.
And you're prophetic as the next pitch is a rise ball off the glove. And off to second goes Katie Wallace on a pass ball. Rise ball that Weekly just didn't corral. So runner in scoring position for Chandler, full count. The next pitch is a ball high. She takes it. It should be ball 4, shouldn't it?
3-2.
Ah, well, the scoreboard.
They got you wrong.
Already had 3-2. Yeah. Now we're going to try that full count. Hill brings it. It's up and away and off the toe of the glove of Weekly again, and so Wallace will advance to third, and on the walk, the second of the inning, Maddie Chandler will go to first, and those walks have a tendency to hurt sometimes, and we'll see if Jordan Pedersen can make it hurt. One of the seniors playing left field today. Louisiana 11-6 on the season, so a good start for them, or midway through the season, or actually probably 2/3. Want to be truthful about it. She squares around, fakes a bunt, takes the ball high, and the runner goes to second.
Not a bad move, and especially with Hill having some trouble finding the zone, you know, just that little rattle of your bat and showing it in front can throw off a pitcher.
Pedersen takes the next one up against the screen, but bounces back to Weekly, so no way for Wallace to advance on the wild pitch. So Pedersen at 2-0 is going to be able to pick on something she likes. And here it comes from Hill. Takes a strike on the outside corner. Curveball. Pretty good pitch there on 2-0. Not really one you want to chase after. 2-1 to count now. Runners on second and third for the Dogs. Next pitch is a drop ball right down central and fouled back by Pedersen. Caught by the catcher Weekly. Evens the count at 2-2.
Seems like Hill is trying to be safe here and just powering through to get right back into this count 2-2 to the 4 spot.
Threw that curveball, and Pedersen stuck her bat out to fight it off out of play. Good job fighting off that good pitch.
Yeah, it had some great movement to it, and all she did was stick her bat out. That keeps her at the plate.
Still 2-2. 1 out in the inning. Next pitch is ball 3, up and away. So the count is full, and Hill dangerously working into serious trouble here. The 3-2 pitch is grounded. Catcher picks it up, and they'll throw Wallace out at the plate.
That's kind of an interesting play and an interesting decision from the third base side, because that ball, whether she fields it or not, no one had to go anywhere. And so you want to try to draw that throw out and possibly, come up the line a little bit, but they just went full send. Unfortunately, that's at home.
Sometimes with the runner at second, you're going on contact, so the runner at second replaces her at third. And Pedersen moseys off first and decides not to run, as the first pitch is a strike to Peyton Anderson, the third baseman for Louisiana. 2 outs in the inning. Rise ball up and out of the zone. Evens the count at 1-1.
They're going to check on the swing.
I didn't think she went either from my vantage point. So 2 outs in the inning. Let's see if Pedersen wants to run here. They may throw through. Next pitch is high. They do let her run, and they do not throw through. So 2 runners in scoring position now for Louisiana with 2 outs. And let's see if Peyton Anderson can drive one of them in. The count is 1-1.
Oh, I think it's 2-1. Yep, there they go. They changed the board.
And now they're going to work on Reese Hill's toe.
Oh, I think she has
a toe plate, so they're taping it up. She got a big hole in her shoe.
There were certain fields in high school that would just basically tear through.
Didn't you have the rubber on the end of yours?
You have replacement pieces that you can buy. I ended up having to buy a replacement piece.
You can actually buy
like that you just glue on.
Liquid and it gets hard. Yeah, it works great. But they've got athletic tape now on Reese Hill's toe. It's looking sweet. Nice little designer thing. Next pitch is swung on and missed by Anderson. Evens the count at 2-2. So deuces are wild. 2 on, 2 out. Count is 2-2 for Anderson. And she swings and misses, and Hill able to pitch out of the major jam. And Louisiana leaves 2 runners on. They did not have a hit in the inning. 2 walks, and Montgomery County stays on top 1-0 on Eagle 102 Sports.
Game of the Week coverage on air and online brought to you by Ameriprise Financial Advisor Tamara Scherder, Pogue Ford, and W5 Auction Services.
It's a great time to buy or sell a home. I'm Vicki Cadwalder, and I take pride in offering skills that make the process go smoothly from beginning to end. Even after closing, I enjoy staying in touch and being there to help you if you have any other needs or questions. Call me and we'll create a personalized plan just for you. Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate, loving our small town life.
One Multi-Sports Complex in Bowling Green is your year-round indoor facility to get your softball and baseball work in. Call Courtney at 573-324-2193 or Matthew at 573-324-8282 to schedule an appointment and to inquire about memberships. One Multi-Sports Complex just off VFW Road in Bowling Green.
Eagle 102 Sports coverage brought to you all season long by A Taste of Philly, State Farm Insurance Agent Cindy Blaylock, Central State Bank of Illinois, and Eolia Landscape Supply.
Reese Womack back to the circle for Louisiana. They trail 1-0 as Montgomery County steps in the top of the second. They'll have Cobb, Meyer, Eversmeyer. That will be 5, 6, and 7 in the lineup for the Wildcats. First pitch is a drop ball, fouled off to the right and out of play.
It's a good start for Reese.
That ball had some nice snap down that time.
It did.
Batting from the right side is Gracie Cobb. She's a junior. Montgomery in their blue uniforms. Next pitch hits her in the elbow.
Grazed her more than anything. Oh. They're going to... That's a really... They're saying it hit her bat and went into play, was picked up by the third baseman and tossed across the diamond. So now the umpires are going to talk about it.
Well, she didn't act like it hit her when it came to the plate. And now they're saying it hit the knob of the bat. You see that from time to time. Now, how they're going to figure this out, it's just a wild guess is all it is.
I'd say just call it a foul ball and put her back at the plate.
It may have pinched her hand a little bit, but if it hits
they're awarding first base.
So they're going to say it hit her. Well, let's see. Lesson 1 for Gracie Cobb. If it's close, act like you got hit, right? So she'll go to first on the hit batsman. And that'll bring in Haley Meyer.
There are some rules that have kind of went back and forth on getting hit by a pitch anyways. There were times where an umpire could keep you up there for throwing an elbow out over the plate.
In the strike zone.
But we don't see that as much anymore.
You see it in the college game every once in a while.
I want to say it was whenever I was in high school where they really kind of were putting that rule out there, like, hey, you really leaned into this pitch, you're staying here. And so I remember having that happen in high school, but not as much anymore. Don't see it as much.
Well, I'm telling you, if the ball hits you on the fatty part of your hand on the knob,
I
think you'd be shaking your hand going, man,
Yeah.
that kind of hurts.
Right.
She is not. That may be a dead giveaway, huh?
Yeah.
That would tell you that for a fact that it got more of the knob of the bat than it did her hand.
Yeah, because if it actually got your hand, it does not feel good.
No, not in that spot.
No, you're usually moving it around, shaking a little bit, but she stayed right where she was. So,
at any rate, the umpires have decided it was a hit batsman. And Cobb will go to first, and that'll bring in Haley Meyer. Eversmeyer and Wessel on deck. This bottom part of the order, they like to bunt it a lot, so we'll see if they go to that. And absolutely on cue, they do try and bunt the runner over, and it's fouled out off to the right side.
we're prophets today, I think.
So far.
Gone pretty well.
It's bound to go bad, isn't it?
If people are listening to us, come on.
Yeah. So 0-1 is the count. Nobody out. Runner on first. That is Cobb. Womack brings the next one. Drop ball. The runner goes. They throw down to second, and they got her.
That was a fantastic throw by Maddie Jenkins. It was a little far from the bag, but Jordan Bayline turned around and was able to apply that tag. Throw beat her by about 3 steps.
Yeah, I think she was out more because of the throw beat her by so much, because she may have slid to the back of the base and got under it from my vantage point. But, hey, a makeup call maybe.
Maybe.
Umpires don't do makeup calls. Trust me.
You would know.
I refereed umpired for 27 years. We don't do that nonsense. Off-speed pitch, grounded to short. In comes Bayline. She'll throw to first. And so Jordan Bayline staying busy. Her third ground ball of the game.
She's excited out there, too.
She's perfect so far. That was another pitch off the end of the bat. So Womack changing speeds enough to keep these Montgomery hitters off balance just a little bit, with the exception of Reese Hill.
Yeah, and that was like the only pitch that she had up in the zone. And that's the one person you can't leave anything hanging up with.
And if you're just joining us, she hit a home run in the first to give Montgomery County their 1-0 lead. 2 outs here in the top of the second, however. And Josie Eversmeyer to the plate. She swings and misses at the first pitch. The next one's on its way. Same result. Another drop ball, and she swings over the top of it, and it's 0-2. You know, it may cool off tonight when that sun goes down behind those trees.
Hey, I don't mind that. I like this fall weather.
Next pitch, a drop ball out of the zone. Pretty good 0-2 pitch by Reese Womack. So the hit batsmen are raced on the thrown out stealing. And the changeup is in the dirt. She tries to throw that out the back of her hand.
It's really easy to release that pretty early when you get on top of it, and you drag more so with the bend in your wrist than anything.
Next ball, a drop ball high out of the zone, so all of a sudden the count's full at 3-2 to Eversmeyer. You should be able to give us all kinds of pitching tips.
I can do that. Not everybody wants to hear them, but.
Next pitch, a drop ball fouled straight back as Maddie Jenkins jumps up and bangs into the umpire and apologizing. Oh, I'm sorry.
When you're locked in, you don't know who's in behind you or what.
3-2 pitch again, this time out of the zone. So a walk, first walk of the game to go along with a hit batsman for Womack. So we're running on first with 2 outs, and Kinley Wessel, the freshman, will step in for Montgomery County.
Wessel made a nice play in right field to rob Jalea Reese of at least a single.
Yes, she did. Let's see if they want to run again. That pitch a strike. First one right down central. playing right field, as you mentioned. Womack with the 0-1 pitch is grounded to short. Big hop for Bayline and over to first. She's got 4 of the 6 outs for Louisiana.
She's having a fun day at shortstop.
Isn't she, though? Montgomery leaves the runner on. No hits in the inning. We head to the bottom of the second inning with Montgomery up 1-0 on Eagle 102 Sports.
Game of the Week coverage on air and online brought to you by Geeky Hillbilly, Twin Pike Family YMCA, and Ackles Farm Market.
Community State Bank of Missouri in Bowling Green and Troy, where the #1 priority is the customer and adding new services to help simplify your life and building a strong, high-performance financial services organization. Community State Bank in Bowling Green and Troy, your community bank since 1887, member FDIC.
Eagle 102 sports coverage brought to you all season long by Noah Builders, Castile's Color Wheel, Eagle's Nest End, and People's Savings Bank.
1-0 our score. A home run by Reese Hill back in the top of the first inning, second batter of the game. And so Louisiana had a chance, had 2 runners in scoring position twice in that first and couldn't get a run across, had a runner thrown out at the plate on a ball back to the pitcher. And so Reese Womack, Maddie Jenkins, and Tessa DePriest will see if they can push a run across and even things up here.
They've got to be patient.
Yeah, Hill's having some control problems, or at least did in the first, walked 2.
After she got that tape on her shoe, though.
It's new tape now. It's duct tape now. The athletic tape's gone, see?
I don't know how that works.
Good for anything, right?
Right, but there is a little molded piece of your cleats or metal cleats that you're either going to have to poke through or you're not using on the front of your foot.
First 2 pitches to Womack are curveballs, both outside the zone, makes it 2-0.
Well, I guess it's not her. I mean, it's her push-off foot, but it's not what she's landing on, so it's just your drag.
Next pitch is a rise ball, and Hill looks over to the dugout and holds her hands out, says, I don't know what's going on. 3-0 is the count. So Womack will be taken here, and I'm pretty confident. And she does, a strike right down central. Couple of folks out in the outfield, pretty good. Really not a very good crowd. But there's a junior high game going on the small field as well. Next pitch is low and away. And Reese will go to first on the 3rd walk of the game for Hill.
It's just the bottom of the second. That's a lot of walks. That's a lot of pitches.
That is. So let's see what they're going to do with Maddie Jenkins, DePriest on deck, and Jordan Bayline in the hole for Louisiana. Jenkins will square around, and she'll bunt the rise ball back and out of play.
There's a couple of pitches that you can throw as a pitcher whenever somebody squares to bunt, and 2 of them are very, very mean. One of them is a rise ball. The other one is a changeup. If you can do both of those effectively, that person at the plate is going to have a hard time bunting.
She gets the bunt down, and they'll go to first and throws it away. And the runner is safe at first on the error at first on the pitcher. Womack goes to third, first error of the game by either club. So Louisiana back in business again. They've had plenty of traffic on the bases these first 2 innings. First and second with nobody out, and Tessa DePriest will step in. A senior that plays first base. We'll see if they run Jenkins right off the jump here.
I don't think she knew that the ball got away. She looked at Coach Green. She should have been at second base.
They faked the bunt, and Jenkins goes to second without a play. Defensive indifference, I believe they call that. The pitch was a ball high. So DePriest in the catbird seat. She gets the bunt down. It's a safety squeeze, and they throw to first, and in comes to the plate is Womack, and she'll score. So an RBI by DePriest on the bunt, out 5-3, but she gets an RBI.
That was a great job by Tessa, and a really good bunt down that third baseline. Gave it a couple of hops, so gives her some time, and Womack, who is at third base, to come up the line a little bit. Third baseman looks, makes an okay throw across the diamond to first base. Didn't have a lot of zip to it, and then Womack takes off as soon as that throw goes, and so able to slide in safely to tie this game up.
So we're even at 1 as Jenkins goes to third on the play, and Jordan Bayline steps in and takes the first pitch high for a ball. Rise balls are something that Hill has not been able to get in the zone. There's another one up and out of the strike zone, and it's 2-0.
Yeah, she's done pretty well at staying at the bottom of the zone with a fastball, and she uses it to get back into counts. So I'm interested to see why we're wanting to elevate to the top of the zone if it's not working for them, especially when it's putting people on.
Just needs to shorten her stride just a hair, and that'll bring that ball down. Next pitch is a curveball right down central. Makes it 2-2 on Jordan Bayline. Runner at third, 1 out. We're tied at 1. Bayline, the shortstop, she's been busy, and she'll swing and miss on an inside pitch for the strikeout. Second out of the inning, that brings us to the top of the order, Angelia Reese. She flew deep to right field in the first, and they'll bring in a courtesy runner for Jenkins at third.
That's Kaya Griffith.
Number 12. And Reese, let's see what she can do. She gets the bunt down. That's for a hit, and she's going to get thrown out at first. 1, 2, 3, and that'll do it for the inning. Louisiana scores without a hit. Leave a runner on base, an error for Montgomery County. But nonetheless, we're tied at 1 as we head to the top of the third on Eagle 102 Sports.
Game of the Week coverage on air and online brought to you by The Pierre, Pogue Chevy Buick dealer in Hannibal, and Lynn's Heritage House.
Illness can happen anytime or anywhere, whether it's the sniffles, sore throat, or the flu. Hannibal Regional Medical Group's Urgent Care in Bowling Green is here for you. Urgent Care is open 7 days a week and is located just off the roundabout in Bowling Green behind Community State Bank. Urgent Care provides friendly, expert, affordable care with short wait times and no appointment is necessary. When you need care, remember Hannibal Regional Medical Group's Urgent Care in Bowling Green is here for you.
Everyone needs help with something at some point in their life. This is Tracy B. with PCHD, and I am here to remind you that we have certified community health workers staffed at our office that offer assistance for free to those who need help navigating local resources and more. Please don't hesitate to call 573-324-2111 to learn more or visit our website at pikecountyhealth.org.
Eagle 102 sports coverage brought to you all season long by Cellular and Satellite, Pike County Memorial Hospital, Ackles Farm Market, and Shelter Insurance Agent Ashley Jenkins.
9-1-2 for Montgomery County as they start the third inning. It'll be Bethman, then back to the top of the order, Weekly and Hill for the Wildcats. Reese Womack back on the hill. The first pitch is a grounder to third. Anderson fields it and throws the first. 1 pitch, 1 out.
That's quick work, and that hop kind of rolled up the arm of Anderson before she tossed it across the diamond. It wasn't necessarily hit hard, but it was moving quite a bit, and so rolling over on that one makes it hard to read at third base.
Weekly, who grounded out to short, one of many in the first, takes the first pitch, a changeup, just a bit high. Now that was a pretty good changeup out the back of the hand, had good spin on it. Just elevated a little too much. Weekly just a sophomore, and there's another grounder to short. Bayline over to first.
Good stretch by DePriest.
What's the record for putouts by a shortstop?
I don't know, but I feel like this is enough for like a season.
Okay, so now what are you going to do with Reese Hill? I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm not giving her anything to hit.
Nothing to hit.
It's going to be off the plate or high. I wouldn't even throw it high. That's where she hits the ball out.
Yep.
First pitch is a drop ball on the outside corner. Right there all day. If you walk her, so be it.
And a lot of those, I mean, she can turn quick, but I'd sit low inside if I were Reese today.
Change up off the plate. Outside evens the count at 1-1. The problem with low and inside, if you miss, you miss in the middle of the plate.
Yeah, that is true.
1-1 the count, 2 outs in the inning, and she challenges her with a drop ball right down central that time, and she fouled it straight back. But like you mentioned, the home runs we've seen her hit have all been balls about shoulder high.
And she doesn't even swing all the way through. She's so quick to get to contact. And even in her practice swings, you can see how quick she gets to contact. And that contact point is what's taking it over the fence. And she's clearing the fence. So if she swings all the way through, how far does that ball go?
Next pitch is a changeup, low, makes it 2-2. 2 outs in the inning. What's Womack going to throw here on the 2-2 count?
Hopefully something off speed and low.
That's way over the top of the catcher. She's not going to jump up and hit that, so it's full 3-2. On deck is Olivia Fisher. She grounded out to short in the first as well. The 3-2 pitch is a rise ball out of the zone for the walk, and I am 100% okay with that.
I like that they challenged her and
Absolutely.
didn't just throw four balls, but, I would much rather you serve up a walk than serve up something high and inside so she can turn on it and send it over the fence.
So Matt Cannon's going to come out and have a word with his pitcher and the troops, as it's 2 outs in the inning, runner on first. We're tied at 1 here in the top of the 3rd inning. As we mentioned, Weekly, Hill, Fisher, and Turner in the 2 games that we've seen is the group that does their damage for the most part offensively. So they're talking about throwing through. Are you going to throw through? Well, you got to throw through. But you got to be careful with Fisher as well.
Yeah, she hit a ground ball to the shortstop last time, one of the 5 that's been hit Jordan Bayline's way. But, she's in this 3 spot for a reason. And so it could just be one pitch that she turns on and can make you pay.
She takes the first pitch, drop ball right on the outside corner for a strike. That's a good place to be if you're Reese Womack. 0-1, 2 outs, runner on first. We're tied at 1. Next pitch, a drop ball high and outside. Evens the count at 1-1 as Sam Turner, a strikeout victim back in the first, is on deck for Montgomery County. Fisher, one of the only senior in the starting lineup for Montgomery County. Next pitch is a drop ball down, and did she go? I'd
be
for some
checking.
help. I would too. That was pretty close. And they're going to say no.
I don't know that I think he was paying attention to the runner.
That was close. So the count 2-1. Outfield straight away and deep all the way around for Fisher. Infielders playing straight up as well. Next pitch is swung and missed on a ball 6 inches off the plate, a drop ball. And it evens the count in 2-2. And actually, that's what Fisher hit the last time off the end of the bat and grounded to short. So the count even at 2-2. Fisher aims and fires. And it's a line drive into right field. And the outfielder will get it in quickly. That's Chandler, but the runner Hill will go to third. And first and third now with 2 outs for Montgomery County.
I don't think that was a bad pitch, but it definitely was over the heart of the plate more than Womack probably would have liked for it to be, and Coach Cannon. The good news is a run doesn't score on it, but now you have runners at first and third with 2 outs, and you're 4 spots up.
That was a hard hit ball. Line
it was.
Drive, a little bit behind it, but hit the barrel of the bat for sure, and Turner will step in. And we'll see if Fisher wants to run. She's probably not exactly fleet of foot. And the first pitch is a belt-high strike on the outside corner. Makes it 0-1. So Womack working from ahead, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
Just hasn't been able to finish any of the last 2 hitters off in this inning. Next pitch is a drop ball. Took a little off at it, looked like. Foul back, making it 0-2. Now you go to work on her.
Yeah, she's been really effective with that off-speed changeup. And it's been over the plate most of the time, has had hitters out on their front foot. I think 0-2, you challenge your 4 spot by taking that off the plate.
The 0-2 pitch. Oh, good drop ball on the outside corner. Good job by Turner to take it for a ball. Makes it 1-2. Turner struck out looking to end the first. So she'll be on point here with 2 strikes. 1-2 the count, and drop ball grounded to second. Gets under the glove of Wallace. She couldn't quite get to it. And that'll make
throwing
the run
behind
score.
runners.
Now they're throwing behind the runner, which is a mistake. And the runner goes to
second base.
Second, making it second and third with a run home. And Montgomery County on top. So an RBI by Sam Turner.
That was another one of those pitches that when you have 2 strikes, there is no reason that you are throwing over the heart of the plate unless that pitch is way up or way down. You need to be living on the black, and there's a lot of pitchers that, they could be listening today, and they need to learn from that because that's been a problem across the EMO this season. When you have 2 strikes, you do not need to be throwing it over the heart of the plate, and that's just another example of that. And it was a hard-hit ball that does find the grass.
First pitch is a strike to Cobb, and Montgomery with a chance for a big inning here with second and third and 2 out. If Gracie Cobb can do anything, she was hit by a pitch. Oh, a really good changeup that time out of the back of the hand, and Cobb way out in front makes it 0-2. So she's been 0-2 on the last 3 batters. Yeah, that's correct. Last 3 batters. The last 2 batters got base hits with 2 strikes. Let's see if she can put Cobb away. Drop ball high and away. Makes it 1-2. Two outs in the inning. Fisher at third, Turner at second. Next pitch, a changeup. She swings and misses, and so no further damage for Montgomery County. But they score a run on 2 hits. No errors in the inning, a couple left on base, and they lead it 2-1 as we head to the bottom of the third on Eagle 102 Sports.
Coverage on air and online brought to you by White Insurance Agency, Brown's Processing and Smokehouse Meats, and Sudsy Tub.
Castile Color Wheel has been proudly serving Pittsfield and the surrounding community since 1950 and is an expanded retail area. They began as a paint retailer handling Benjamin Moore and Pittsburgh paints, developing into a full-service decorating center, including wall coverings and Hunter Douglas custom window treatments. Castile over the years has expanded with home decor, high-quality gift items, bridal and baby registry, an upscale ladies and children's boutique, open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. until 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 until noon. Let Castile's be your one-stop shop, located just off the northwest corner of the square in Pittsfield.
Eagle 102 sports coverage brought to you all season long by Brown's Processing and Smokehouse Meats, Geared Up, and Community State Bank of Missouri.
Well, 2-1 with a run in the first and the third for Montgomery County. Louisiana scored a run in the second, and they'll leave it up to Katie Wallace, Maddie Chandler, and Jordan Pedersen to try and even things up here in the bottom of the third. The first pitch is a rise ball right down central, swung and missed by Wallace. That's probably the best rise ball that Hill has thrown today.
Yeah, and it seems like she's energized out there and working a little bit faster this inning.
There's a changeup, and Wallace can't do anything but look at it drop right down the middle, and she's in the hole 0-2.
I think that faster pace means that she is in the zone.
Next pitch high and away. Got a little more velocity this inning as well.
She does.
Got the lead, and she's like, I want to try and keep it. 1-2 pitch to Katie Wallace is a rise ball out of the zone. Makes it 2-2.
You can tell when a pitcher is wanting to get the strikeout rather than just getting an out, whether it be a strikeout or letting her defense work. And I think that Hill, she's able to record the strikeout there as Katie Wallace swings through a pitch that was up in the zone. But there is a big difference in trying to get the out yourself versus I'm throwing this pitch and whatever happens, happens. And so I think Hill kind of gets ahead of herself and oftentimes sees the ball go out of the zone because she is chasing that strikeout.
In steps Maddie Chandler as the second strikeout of the inning, or the game I should say, on Katie Wallace. Gives them 1 out. Chandler will swing and miss. She walked in the first, and that evens the count at 1-1. Yeah, a little different look to Hill this inning, and that rise ball's fouled straight back right at Maddie, and you didn't even jump.
I didn't.
I'm not sure what that means.
I took a long blink because I got a little nervous because I didn't like the sound, but that's about it.
That means you're
trusting of the fence.
Your nerves are dead or something. The 1-2 pitch. Ooh, a nice curveball just off the plate. That was a great 1-2 pitch by Hill. Good job by Chandler to take it. Evens the count at 2-2. Nobody on, 1 out in the inning. We're in the bottom of the third. 2-1. Montgomery leads it. This next pitch, a check swing foul back by Chandler. And the count remains 2-2. Louisiana will be in action next on Monday against South Shelby. They're a good club this year as well. The 2-2 pitch swung on and missed that rise ball, and Hill starting to find her stride. And Louisiana not laying off that rise ball like they were the first couple of innings. So back-to-back strikeouts. That's number 4 for Hill in the inning. Excuse me, number 3, as I can't count. And in steps Jordan Pedersen, who reached on a fielder's choice the last time up, and she fouls one straight back. Right on it, and it's 0-1.
Yeah, Hill is definitely working just a little bit quicker, and I mean, just it changes the way, like how confident she looks out on the mound too, and I mean, she just seems like she has taken it upon herself. She wants to get through to get to 7 innings today. Hopefully give her team a win.
Next pitch, a rise ball, just barely out of the zone. I imagine they probably told her, quit thinking about it and just throw.
Yeah.
And that's sometimes pitchers, they're rocket scientists, and they let their brain get in their way. The next pitch is swung on and missed on a inside drop ball, makes it 1-2. 2 outs in the inning. Believe me, I was a catcher in fast pitch, so I know about pitchers too. Next pitch, flown to right center. Moseying over is Cobb, and she'll make the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. So the first 1-2-3 inning of the game, and Montgomery County gets out of it without any problems. Our score, 2-1. Montgomery leads it. Maddie will have 3, 4, and 5 for you right after this on Eagle 102 Sports.
Game of the Week coverage on air and online brought to you by Ameriprise Financial Advisor Tamara Scherter, Pogue Ford, and W5 Auction Services.
Your car, your stuff, your savings. Combine your auto and renter's insurance with a call to State Farm Insurance agent Cindy Blaylock in Louisiana, and let Cindy show you how to put life back in your life insurance. Auto, home, and life. Make your wallet happy. Here to help life go right, State Farm Insurance agent Cindy Blaylock in Louisiana.
Central State Bank believes in more than just banking. Central State Bank's team takes the time to understand your unique needs and goals, and they're proud to be part of the community, actively supporting local businesses and events. Enjoy state-of-the-art banking technology for easy and secure online and mobile banking. Join thousands of satisfied customers who've made the switch to Central State Bank and experience the personal touch and professional service that set them apart. Visit one of the convenient locations in Pleasant Hill, Pittsfield, Kinderhook, Quincy, and Clayton. Central State Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Eagle 102 sports coverage brought to you all season long by Bowling Green Tractor, State Farm agents Rod Prentice and Brenda Crawford, Vicki Cadwallader Real Estate, and Pepsi.
Top of the 4th inning as the Montgomery County Lady Wildcats currently lead the Louisiana Lady Bulldogs. Montgomery will send their 6-7-8 spot to the plate. They're leading things off with Meyer. She currently has a 2-0 count.
Yeah, you don't have to redo the 3rd inning. You can do 4, 5, and 6. That's
I really appreciate
okay.
that. Thank you. I think both of these teams would be happy to play only 7-2 with as many games as they've played this week.
I would agree with that.
Ball low in the zone. Jenkins tries to bring it up, but doesn't find the strike zone. 3-0. Womack with the next pitch. She gets on top of it, and it rides low for ball number 4. A walk issued to Meyer to lead things off.
3rd walk of the game, and the walk back in the 3rd inning was the 2nd run. We've talked about that, how those walks will kill sometimes. And we'll see if Montgomery can take advantage of it here in the 4th.
Eversmeyer drew a walk in her last at-bat, and the first pitch she bunts. It's down the third baseline. Anderson has some trouble with it, collects it, and beats the Eversmeyer to the bag by about a step with a nice strong throw. Runner advances to second base, so Eversmeyer does her job with the sacrifice bunt, and a runner in scoring position with one out.
Yeah, that almost got between her legs. It was a hard bunt, but Anderson did a nice job and then threw a bullet to first to get her by a half step.
Now it'll be the 8th spot, Wessel. She grounded out to the shortstop. This time she fouls it, bounces off the plate, and out to Womack. 0-1.
This home plate umpire, I can't think of his last name, James. He referees a bunch of basketball. He's after my own heart. No chest protector. I think
his own too.
I caught and never wore a chest protector.
Couple of big hops to the shortstop bayline. She picks it up after bobbling it, and safe at first base. It's Wessel. Advancing to third, it's Meyer.
So the first error of the game gives Montgomery County another chance to score a run here in the 4th.
Couple of really big hops at shortstop, and Bayline's been able to play the hop well today, but that one just kind of ate her up.
She laid back on that one instead of charging, had the runner in front of her that kind of distracted her.
Now the 9th spot, Bethman stops in. She will face Womack for the second time. In her first at bat, she had a ground ball to third base. This one is lifted in the air to right center field. It's going to drop in no man's land. One run comes across the score, and a late jump for Wessel, so she gets caught up at in between first and second base. She's tossed out at second, and that's out number 1.
So out on a fielder's choice, but gets an RBI with the blooper over the second baseman's head, and the runner at first, Wessel, had to hold up to, or check that was Eversmeyer, had to hold up to make sure that the throw went to, or wasn't caught, the ball wasn't caught. I'm trying to write and think. That's a problem for me.
First strike in on the inside corner to Weekly. She's grounded out twice to the shortstop. A ground ball to the shortstop now could set up a double play. 0-1. The 3-1 is our score. Montgomery County leads as that one bounces in. It's blocked by Jenkins. Staying at first base, it's Bethman. 1-1.
Bethman grounded out to short back in the 3rd. Or check it, it's not Bethman, is it? It's Weekly. She's grounded out to short twice.
Next pitch is sitting a little low. That'll bring our count 2-1. You're on deck circle. That's Miss Reese Hill, who already has a home run today. This one chopped hard into the ground to shortstop. Bayline sits back on it. She completes the play and throws it across the diamond for the out. We are headed to the bottom of the 4th inning as the Montgomery County Lady Wildcats strike and add another to the score. It's 3-1 on Eagle 102 Sports.
Brought to you by Geeky Hillbilly, Twin Pike Family YMCA, and Ackles Farm Market.
Noah Builders in Silex is a proud supporter of all area athletes. They're a small, locally owned contractor with over 25 years of experience in custom and new home construction. Noah Builders wants to take your forever home plan and make it a reality. Call or visit Noah Builders at noahbuildersinc.com.
Eagle 102 sports coverage brought to you all season long by One Multi-Sports Complex, Pike County Mutual Insurance agents Corey Buchanan and Shelley Clucky, Gambino's Eatery, and Hannibal Regional Medical Group.
It's 5-6-7 for the Louisiana Lady Bulldogs as they trail 3-1 as they host EMO conference opponent Montgomery County. Been a good game so far, and in the 3rd inning, Montgomery County scored a run to give them the lead 2-1, and then they just added on to that lead. They now lead 3-1, but Louisiana in a good part of their lineup and an opportunity to get something going here.
Well, you just can't get too far behind because Hill kind of showed she was starting to find it a little bit in the third, and if she finds it, she can shut you down.
Yeah, she's already racked up the strikeouts. She has 4 today, and like we just said, she seems like she was getting into a groove, and that can be dangerous. As Anderson steps in, she struck out in her first at-bat. She fouls the first pitch she sees, 0-1.
Louisiana's had a bunch of runners in the first and second and went 1, 2, 3 in the third for the first time in the ball game.
0-1 pitch. This one climbs inside. It's fouled off the bat of Anderson and goes to the middle school game behind us. Now 0-2. Hill gets the next pitch. Called from the dugout. It's a changeup that floats way high. 1-2.
Louisiana needs a base runner to get things going here.
Anderson spoils that nice curveball as she fouls it back to the screen. We'll try 1-2 again.
I see Weekly and Hill from Montgomery going with the pink eye black. Maybe the whole team. Those are the only two who've been close enough I've noticed.
Off speed again. This one continues to climb. 2-2.
It's a new definition, right? Eye pink instead of eye black.
Pink, yeah. Maybe for the month of October.
Yeah, I would guess.
This one is a screwball that was turned on by Anderson. She says hello to Coach Matt Cannon in foul territory.
Showed a little agility that time.
He did. That one would have hurt.
Yeah.
2-2 count again as Anderson steps back in. The right-handed hitter was a strikeout victim her first at-bat.
Choked way up on the bat.
2-2. This one is a curveball that's spoiled once again.
She's right on Hill for sure. She just got to square one up.
Hill had a little bit of trouble at the beginning of the count with the off-speed pitch. It'll be interesting to see if she works it in here with as many foul balls as Anderson's hit. 2-2. Off-speed, bounces in. 3-2.
Interesting. Hill signaled to the dugout in between pitches what she wanted to throw, that changeup.
3-2 pitch. Swinging and miss.
That rise ball again.
Another strikeout for Reese Hill.
Starting to add up. That's number 5 for Hill.
So that'll bring in the pitcher. That'll be a pitcher versus pitcher matchup as Reese Womack steps in. She was walked in her last at-bat. Saw quite a few pitches.
Scored Louisiana's only run so far.
First pitch swinging. She hacks at this one and sends it back to the screen, 0-1.
Had a good rip at that one for sure.
The 0-1 pitch as Hill continues to spin it. And off speed. It's your release point. Whenever it's up that high in the zone, continuing, you're releasing way out in front of your hip. So that flip up is coming way after your typical release point. Inside, that one's spinning.
There you go. Lay that technical pitching knowledge on our fans at home. They have no idea what you're talking about. But
they're like, yeah, that sounds right. That sounds right. 2-1. Curveball way out of the zone.
I was ready for that one.
They're looking.
It would hit me right between the eyes.
Made you jump a little bit. They are having some issues with pitch calling as Reese Hill is wanting some different things than the ones that are being called. So she was even flashing pitches to the catcher Weekly. They talk about it. And now the 3-1 count for Womack as she steps back in and the ball goes out of the zone for ball 4.
Womack's second walk, the 4th walk of the game for Hill.
Yeah, her walk to strikeout ratio.
Not the best.
No, not today at least.
You know, you talk about the coaches calling a game. These pitchers nowadays, they play so much, or most of them play so much during the summer. They probably know what they want to throw better than the coach does.
Yeah, and I think what makes a big difference is a lot of these kids now play together with your travel ball. So
yeah,
you can even get a catcher and a pitcher on the same line of thinking whenever it comes to sequencing an at-bat, but you've got to work on it. Next pitch is sitting just a little bit low, but it catches a corner. It's in for a strike. 1-1 with 1 out and a runner at first base. Next pitch just out of the zone. Good for Jenkins as it brings the count to 2-1.
She reached on an error back in the second.
It was a nice bunt, too. She swings through this one. Can't catch up, and that evens up our count at 2-2. She's all hands with her swing.
Yes, she is.
2-2 as Hill gets the signal she wants. And it's a screwball. Can't catch up to it. Maddie Jenkins goes down on strikes.
Number 6 for Hill.
And 2 outs for Tessa DePriest. She was the one to have the sacrifice bunt, bringing Womack across. That's a one run that's on the board as a fly ball. Foul goes behind us, and then 0-1 count to Tessa.
Whew, man, that was a curveball that just spun right there in the middle of the plate. That was one to bust.
Timing was just a little off. 0-1 to DePriest. That one carries high, climbs up that ladder. 1-1. Hill to DePriest. Woo, that one was right down the middle. DePriest was just a little late in her swing. It's 1-2.
Low rise, one of the hardest pitches to throw, actually.
And a curveball that's beautiful. Got some great break to it. And chasing, DePriest goes down on strikes as well. We are headed to the top of the 5th inning. 3-1, Montgomery County leads Louisiana in area high school softball on Eagle 102 Sports.
Game of the Week coverage on air and online brought to you by The Pierre, Pogue Chevy Buick dealer in Hannibal, and Lynn's Heritage House.
From the classic cheesesteak and rich crab cakes, a taste of Philly in Bowling Green is a fan favorite. A meal ready for you before or after the game, and game day jerseys are welcome. Open 7 days a week. A taste of Philly. Business Highway 54 West in Bowling Green.
Welcome to Vast National Bank. How can I help you?
Hey, I'm here to talk to someone about a loan.
Oh, I'll grab you the L97B. We call it the Just Talking form.
What about actually applying for a loan?
Oh my, let me pop in the toner cartridge. Hey Bill, you want to pass me the big stapler?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go to People's Savings Bank.
Skip the mega banks. When you need a loan, visit People's Savings Bank. The people you know and trust. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Eagle 102 sports coverage brought to you all season long by Eagles Bluff Golf Course, People's Bank and Trust, Pike County Health Department, and Missouri State Representative Chad Perkins.
Top of the 5th as the Louisiana Lady Bulldogs trail the Montgomery County Lady Wildcats 3-1, and this is not where you want to be, but you're at the 2 spot with Miss Reese Hill at the plate. 1-0 the count.
Homered and walked and scored 2 runs, and this is a deep one to left.
Over the head of the left fielder.
What a catch.
Oh, Pedersen makes the catch on the run right at the wall. It's kind of a leap and grab, like, look what I have.
Ooh, that was a dandy.
And she probably just saved a double.
Wow.
That was a big play from the left fielder. And for the first time today, Hill is headed back to the dugout.
Helps to be about 5'9", 5'10" to make that catch. Woo.
Sure does. That brings in the 3-spot Fisher. She had a line drive to right field as a single in her last at bat. And the first pitch is low and outside. It was off speed from Womack. That is a big play and left. Next is inside, 2-0. So working from behind.
Yeah, and Womack worked from ahead most of the first couple of innings.
She has. This one chopped hard into the ground and over the head of the third baseman. Gets into left field, collected by Jordan Pedersen, and that'll keep Fisher to a long single.
You know, we talked before the game how hard this field was is when they were taking infield, and that's a perfect example. That thing looked like a super ball bouncing off the dirt.
What is the game, like sky ball or something like that? Yeah, that's exactly what happened there. Like it was like on a trampoline right over the third baseman's head. So a runner at first base and one out. And that'll bring up the 4 spot, Turner. First pitch is upstairs, so continuing to work from behind.
Turner with hitting an RBI back in the third.
This one is lined. It's going to drop in left center field. Coming in quickly to keep the runner at first and second base, Jalea Reese made a good play on a hop.
Well, Louisiana can't afford to give up any more runs right here. As Hill's dialed back in on the mound for Montgomery, so they need to shut this down with 2 on and 1 out.
That brings Cobb to the plate. She was hit by a pitch, and then she struck out in her last at-bat. Fresh count here. Grounded. Back to the pitcher. Womack up with it. Gets the out at third base. It was a force, but Anderson decided to tag as well. I don't know if she was unaware how close she was to the bag. But applies the tag. It's out number 2. Runner still at first and second base.
Good play to get the lead runner. Kind of what you needed is a pop-up, ground back to the pitcher, or strikeout in that situation.
Now you feel a little bit better about it. With Meyer at the plate, she grounded to the shortstop in her first at-bat, and then last time that she saw Womack, she walked, but working from behind again, a 1-0 count to the hitter Meyer. That pitch catches the inside corner. It's brought back up by Jenkins, and it evens the count up at 1-1.
Meyer, the second baseman, a junior for Montgomery.
Womack with the 1-1, an off-speed changeup. It was nice, but went to that outside corner just a tad too much. 2-1. With runners at first and second base, it's a 3-1 lead for Montgomery County. 2-1 count as the right-handed hitter Meyer steps back in. This one sharply grounded down that first baseline, and hello, Miss Eversmeyer, as a big chopping ground ball came right at her.
On the on-deck circle, she says, woo!
I think that was a wake-up call more than anything.
It was. A lot of times you're kind of half asleep over that on-deck circle. That woke her up.
Now 2-2. Goes upstairs. Doesn't chase. 3-2.
Need a strike here. Don't want to load the bases.
And 3-2 pitch. Oh, and bunting with 2 strikes. That should be the out. That was yeah, I was gonna say umpire kind of hung around like he was ready for it, but that is strike 3 as she was bunting with 2 strikes. Can't get it down. They're gonna strand the runners at first and second base. We're headed to the bottom of the 5th. It's 3-1. Montgomery County leads Louisiana on Eagle 102 Sports.
Game of the Week coverage on air and online brought to you by White Insurance Agency, Brown's Processing and Smokehouse Meats, and Sudsy Tub.
The Eagles Nest Inn Bed and Breakfast in downtown Louisiana is under new ownership. It's been updated and offers its own unique charm. Our historic venue is perfect for weddings, celebrations, and gatherings. Make your special moments unforgettable. Call or book online at theeaglesnestinbb.com.
Eagle 102 Sports coverage brought to you all season long by A Taste of Philly, State Farm Insurance Agent Cindy Blaylock, Central State Bank of Illinois, and Eolia Landscape Supply.
9-1-2 for Louisiana. That's one of the things that I have not understood at all this year. So many coaches bunting with 2 strikes. In my opinion, if I'm the hitter, that means you don't. Yeah, I'm saying no, but it's taking the bat out of my hands.
Especially with 2 outs.
Yeah. Like, what are you doing? I don't get it. But it hasn't just happened in this game. It's happened multiple times throughout the course of the season. And the player in me is like, I would be very aggravated. I wouldn't say anything because I want to still continue to respect my coach, but man, I would be aggravated.
Certainly a different strategy.
9-1-2 as Bayline sees ball 1. She's the first to the plate for the Bulldogs. That evens things up. It's a strike on the outside corner. Right at the Bulldogs across the chest.
She struck out swinging back in the second.
Next pitch rides a little high as well. It's 2-1.
She likes to throw that little screwball. I hate to say that in this count, and there it is.
There it is. She swings right through it. That'll keep her at the plate as a 2-2 count now. But she could not catch up. Has kind of a long swing. So that inside's going to be hard to catch up with. And the curveball, I think she intended to throw the screwball as the catcher Weekly had set up all the way to the inside. Probably could have been strike 3 if she wasn't reaching across her body and then unable to catch. So 3-2. This one is spinning and getting a bat on it is Bayline. She pops it out. It's foul. Out of play, back to the buses. So 3-2 again for the 9 spot. Looking to get things started for Louisiana as they need to get something going as they trail 3-1. Swings right through a drop ball at the bottom of the zone. Another strikeout for Reese Hill as Bayline heads back to the dugout. All 3 times Bayline has been at the plate. Both times she's been to the plate, she's been a strikeout victim.
Number 8 for Hill, and we're back to the top of the order to Jalea Reese, who's flown to right and grounded out to the pitcher on a bunt.
Reese sees the first pitch low for a ball. With 1 out, it's the slap hitter for the Louisiana Lady Bulldogs. 1-0, she swings through that one, 1-1.
Rise ball up and away. Those are the hardest pitches for slap hitters.
Next one, Wayne's out of the zone, 2-1. Jalea has some speed. If you can get her on the bases, she usually comes around to score. Next one, swung on and missed. Can't catch up with it, that outside corner. She's pulling that shoulder towards first base, so she's opening everything up. And I think Hill can notice that. I'm sure she's going to attack again on the outside. And she does. Reese can't catch up with it. She swings through that one. Another strikeout for Hill. 2 outs, and now it'll be the 2 spot, Katie Wallace.
7 of the last 8 outs for Louisiana have been strikeouts.
Tough to do much whenever you're being sat down.
Got to put it in play. Got to put it in play, make the other team field it. Maybe they kick it around and give you a little help.
And we've seen Louisiana bunt well. I don't think it's a bad idea to drop it down.
There's a changeup up against the screen. In my day, we'd say jump shot.
1-1, the count to Wallace. She chases that one. It's a rise ball, and it's off the glove of the catcher Weekly. 1-2.
Yeah, after laying off that rise ball the first couple of innings, all of a sudden Louisiana's chasing it a little more.
Chases the rise ball again. Another strikeout. We are headed to the top of the 6th. Louisiana trails Montgomery County 3-1 on Eagle 102 Sports.
Game of the Week coverage on air and online brought to you by Ameriprise Financial Advisor Tamara Scherter, Pogue Ford, and W5 Auction Services.
Cellular and Satellite Center is the only stop you need to make when it comes to satellite providers, offering DirecTV and Dish Network along with antenna installs. Now a special message from Matthew Niemeyer himself.
If you call an 800 number and they say we will be the local installer, they are wrong.
Contact Matthew at Sailor and Satellite Center in Bowling Green, your local authorized dealer.
Eagle 102 sports coverage brought to you all season long by Noah Builders, Castile's Color Wheel, Eagle's Nest End, and People's Savings Bank.
Top of the 6th inning. Louisiana, they have been silenced at the plate as Reese Hill has been just putting on a show in the pitcher circle, and I mean everything seems to be working for her.
She struck out the side the last 2 innings. Actually, the last 3 innings. No, I'm sorry, the last 2. As I mentioned, 8 of the last 9 outs have been strikeouts. So Louisiana is going to have to try and figure her out in the last 2 innings, and they have to keep Montgomery County right here where they are.
It'll be 8-9-1 as Montgomery County will send Wessel, Bethman, and then Weekly to the plate. If anybody gets on, it'll be Reese Hill.
It's a 3-1 lead for Montgomery County here in the top of the 6th.
As Wessel steps in, first pitch is low and inside. It backs her off the plate and is taken for ball 1. She'll step out, get the call from coach at third base, and now steps back in. She swings through a pitch that was near the top of the zone, 1-1 to even up the count. Could possibly see a bunt being dropped down here.
Seen a lot of bunting by the bottom half of the order.
She flashes bunt. It's bunted foul off the screen behind us. 1-2.
Womack looks at her wristband.
Off-speed changeup, beautiful. It's not called for a strike. So that'll keep Wessel at the plate.
Pretty close.
It was beautiful. 2-2. As the next pitch, catches are looking, a nice pitch on the outside corner, a good spin, freezes her, and it's a strikeout. It's out number 1, and that brings the 9 spot to the plate.
Strikeout number 4 for Womack.
In the 9 spot, Bethman steps in. First pitch is off the ground and through the legs of Jenkins. 1-0.
Womack is not a fly-off-the-rubber pitcher like Hill is. She just strides.
Next one, nice dropping action. It's fouled. Rolls slowly down the third baseline. Picked up by Coach Cannon. Brings our count 1-1. She's got some long legs, so
she does.
She can cover quite a bit of ground with just one step. 1-1 with 1 out, and the 9 spot at the plate. The right-handed hitter sees the next one and scoots out of the way before it can catch an ankle.
She actually gets to about a foot shy of the circle just by striding. She'd be out of the circle if she was a fly-off-the-rubber pitcher.
2-1. Lined to the second baseman. Wallace is able to line it up, make the catch for out number 2. So now back to the top of the lineup.
As the lights
finally come on.
Some of them. Looks like the left center field lights are malfunctioning.
A couple of lights are out down this first baseline and in right field.
Left center, they're all out.
First pitch to Weekly is grounded foul with a big hop.
Nice stick save by Heimer, Coach Heimer down at third as she swatted that one down.
Excuse me, Bethman at the plate. 0-1. And this one is lifted foul, 0-2.
Need to keep them right here. Got 2 innings to get some runs.
This one is grounded foul. That'll be 0-2 our count again.
Back to the top of the order if Bethman can reach to Weekly.
Off speed, change up, bounces. They're going to toss down to first base. Out is recorded. Good strikeout there as the Louisiana Lady Bulldogs look to get something going. They trail 3-1 to Montgomery County on Eagle 102 Sports.
Game of the Week coverage on air and online brought to you by Geeky Hillbilly, Twin Pike Family YMCA, and Ackles Farm Market.
I'm Tylee Mills, the CEO of Pike County Memorial Hospital. You've heard it from your friends, family, and even neighbors. They choose Pike County Memorial Hospital. Quality care from quality people. Pike County Memorial Hospital.
Ackles Farm Market has locally produced beef, pork, and honey. Stop in for your farm fresh cut ribeye, New York strip, sirloin steaks, fillets, stew meat, ribs, ground beef, snack sticks, and all beef hot dogs. While there, stock up on homegrown fruits and vegetables as well. Open every day, 9 to 7. Ackles Farm Market, just off Highway 54 between Louisiana and Pittsfield.
Eagle 102 sports coverage brought to you all season long by Cellular and Satellite, Pike County Memorial Hospital, Ackles Farm Market, and Shelter Insurance Agent Ashley Jenkins.
Bottom of the 6th inning. The Louisiana Lady Bulldogs trail 3-1 to Montgomery County. A good place to start on making up some of those runs, and a strike on the outside corner. It's 3-4-5. It's Chandler, Pedersen, Anderson. If anybody gets on, it'll be back to Reese Womack. 1-1 as the rise ball is not chased by Maddie Chandler.
Meat of the order up. This is probably the inning you got to try and get something going.
1-1. This one grounded hard down the third baseline. Good stop on the one hop, making the play at third base. It's Fisher across the diamond to Turner.
Yeah, hard hit ball right down the line. Nice backhand play by Fisher and a strong throw to first.
And that brings Pedersen to the plate.
Reached on a fielder's choice and flew deep to center in her last at bat.
She's first pitch swinging on this one, lifted high in the air, left field, going back and making the catch as she backpedals towards the wall. It's the left fielder, Sully Falloon.
Good catch by Falloon. Another good contact by Pedersen, but just not quite enough, and there's 2 outs.
That was a big out for Montgomery County. And Anderson now to the plate, and she's had some trouble against Hill. So the first pitch is delivered high and outside, finds the fence.
Struck out twice swinging.
1-0. And this one is swung on, chopped to the third baseman. Another good glove by Fisher. She picks it up on the one hop, delivers a strike to first base for the third out. Headed to the top of the 7th, Louisiana trails Montgomery County 3-1 on Eagle 102 Sports.
Game of the Week coverage on air and online brought to you by The Pierre, Pogue Chevy Buick dealer in Hannibal, and Lynn's Heritage House.
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance.
Ask me, Ashley Jenkins, about Shelter's auto, home, and life options.
Community State Bank of Missouri in Bowling Green and Troy, where the #1 priority is the customer and adding new services to help simplify your life and building a strong, high-performance financial services organization. Community State Bank in Bowling Green and Troy, your community bank since 1887, member FDIC.
Eagle 102 sports coverage brought to you all season long by Brown's Processing and Smokehouse Meats, Geared Up, and Community State Bank of Missouri.
We head to the top of the 7th with Montgomery County on top 3-1. A run in the first, the third, and the fourth. Louisiana with their with their run in the second. And Reese Wymick will face the top of the order in the top of the seventh, Weekly, Hill, and Fisher. Weekly's grounded out to the shortstop all 3 times in her trips this evening.
I think she's hoping to not hit it to the left side of the field.
Anywhere but short, right?
Yes.
As Womack takes a second to get her breath, gets her sign from the dugout. And the pitch is a drop ball low, makes it 2-0. Don't want to put anybody on in front of Reese Hill. Next pitch is down and in, and it's 3-0. 3-1 our score. Womack's 3-0 pitch is high ball 4, so she walked her on 4 straight.
Yeah, not a good start in the seventh. When you're already down, you don't want to also create a bigger hill for your team. With the possibility of this 2, 3, 4 generating a run, as this has been the most productive part of Montgomery County's lineup.
Walk number 4, and Hill steps in. She's got a home run and flew out deep to left on a great catch by Pedersen to go along with the walk. She's got an RBI and scored 2 runs, 2 of the 3, and the first pitch is a ball.
That's 5 in a row.
So Womack having trouble finding the plate, and she'll foul one down the left side and bounces off the Louisiana dugout.
That's just somebody who's excited to hit. There was
yeah.
that was nowhere near the plate, and it was just something that you could tell that Hill wanted to get a bat on.
1-1 the count with Weekly at first. The next pitch is rolled over to first base, and a nice play by Dupree. She'll just step up and tag the runner. It'll be 3 unassisted for the first out. Weekly will advance to second, and that'll bring in Olivia Fisher, who's had 2 hits, 2 of the 3 hits in the ball game for Montgomery County. Louisiana yet to get a hit in this ball game, so not a lot of action. We've had a number of base runners with both pitchers have walked quite a few, and each team's had an error, but the hitting has been suspect. First pitch is high for a ball to Fisher. Makes it 1-0. Runner in scoring position. This would be a huge run for Montgomery County. Up 3-1, and the way Hill's pitching, that actually might be enough. Next pitch is a change-up high and out of the zone. 2-0. So Womack working from behind here in the 7th inning. Had her first 1-2-3 inning in the 6th. That's a ground ball to first. Nice stab by DePriest on a hard hit ball. And she'll take another 3 unassisted as the runner Weekly advances to third with 2 outs now. And in steps Sam Turner.
We've talked about some big hops out there, and that's a big play. That ball was hit hard off the bat of Fisher, and DePriest made that look easy. I mean, whenever you're out here taking ground balls and playing on this field all the time, you might be more used to some of these hops, but those are some big hops, and they can trick you up just a little bit. It just depends on what seam you're hitting it on as well for that ball to take a weird hop. So that saves a run, and it's a big out for Louisiana when they need it.
Matt Cannon goes out and talks to his pitcher. I want to correct myself. Montgomery's had 5 hits, not 3, in this ball game. None so far in this inning, but they've got a runner on third. She walked, did Weekly. And Sam Turner, who's got 2 of the 5 hits, will step in for Montgomery County, and they're going to put her on. So an intentional walk to Turner. That'll be walk number 5 to go along with the hit batsman. And that'll bring in Gracie Cobb. She has been hit by a pitch, struck out, and reached on a fielder's choice in this ball game. And we'll see if they want to run Gracie Cobb here on one of the first pitches as Coach Heimer has a word with Cobb. We're in the 7th, 3-1. Louisiana trails, 2 outs. Runners at first and third in Turner and Fisher for Montgomery City. First pitch is a ball outside the zone, a little high. So again, Womack works from behind.
Runner at first base, Turner, stays there. So keeping the runners at the corners.
Turner's not going to go anywhere, and Cobb swings through a drop ball and evens the count at 1-1. Two outs in the inning. We're in the seventh. Next pitch from Womack, a changeup. Nice play by Jenkins behind the plate to block that as it hit about 8 feet in front of the plate. She corralled that to keep the runners from advancing. However, it's now 2-1. Turner has not shown any inkling to run. Next pitch, a drop ball down the middle. Anderson cuts it off and throws to first, and a nice play by Anderson, 5-3 on the putout. And that'll do it for the top of the seventh. And the Louisiana Bulldogs need some runs. They trail 3-1 as we head to the ultimate inning on Eagle 102 Sports.
Game of the Week coverage on air and online brought to you by White Insurance Agency, Brown's Processing and Smokehouse Meats, and Sudsy Tub.
Brown's Processing and Smokehouse Meats is your first stop when stocking your freezer. Brown's has frozen chicken, steaks, brats, and burgers ready to go. For wholesale and custom butchering, Brown's is your first call. It's where quality meets service. Brown's Processing and Smokehouse Meats. For your meat processing, smokehouse meats, and homemade sausage. Just off Highway 61 in Silex.
Eagle 102 sports coverage brought to you all season long by Bowling Green Tractor, State Farm agents Rod Prentice and Brenda Crawford, Vicki Cadwalader Real Estate, and Pepsi.
So it's up to Reese Womack, Maddie Jenkins, and Tessa DePriest as Louisiana trails by 2, 3-1 in the bottom of the seventh here. And Reese Hill, the pitcher from Montgomery County, has been lights out the last 4 innings as she has struck out a bunch. Up to 10 now. Has not given up a hit in this ball game.
She's been very effective, and we both noticed a change in her pace, and since then, she's been lights out.
That she has. So let's see how we can do here in the bottom of the seventh. Womack's walked twice. First pitch is at me. That's way wide for a ball.
She's just saying hi. That's all it was.
That's the second one Hill's thrown at me. She must be. I'm gonna quit talking about it.
Are you making eye contact? What are you doing?
I can't see that far. What are you talking about? First pitch is a ball. The next one is a drop ball right down central. Evens the count at 1-1. A very young team here from Montgomery County. Only one senior starter. And Womack swings through a high drop ball. Makes it 1-2. Got to put it in play. Make them field it. They did last inning, and Fisher over at third gobbled up everything. Next pitch popped up behind the first baseman, and back goes Turner, and she'll make the catch.
That's a big out, and definitely puts Montgomery County in the driver's seat, at least a little bit of ease. Whenever you're coming into this, you know that Louisiana is one of those teams that's going to fight, and this is a big EMO conference matchup that they want to win. And so when you can secure that first out, you feel a little bit better.
Jenkins steps in, and she'll take the first pitch inside. That screwball, if you will. You're going to make me say that, aren't you?
I'm going to have to. I'm sorry.
Jenkins reached on an error in the second and struck out in the fourth. The 1-0 pitch is swung on and missed. Evens the count at 1-1. 3-1 our score. We're in the bottom of the seventh. Reese Hill's next pitch. Swung on and missed. And it's 1-2. Again, Louisiana does not have a hit in this game. The next pitch fouled straight back by Jenkins. Leaves the count at 1-2. One out in the inning. Louisiana had base runners and chances to score in the first and second and was only able to scratch over one. The next pitch foul down the right side. It'll get over the fence and out of play.
That was a pitch that was spinning but not breaking, and a good adjustment there by Jenkins, and she fights to see another pitch.
That would be the pitch you want to hit, spinning and not breaking. It's almost like it sits on a tee for you. And they got the barbecue grill fired up again. It smells pretty good.
I'm hungry.
I am too. The next pitch is a changeup up and out of the zone, too high. Evens the count at 2-2. Montgomery County will be on the road. They're going all the way to La Plata to play in a tournament this weekend. Again, Louisiana will play South Shelby on Monday. The next pitch fouled straight back, so Jenkins hanging tough in this 2-2 count.
This is a really good at-bat. It's a quality at-bat either way. Seeing this many pitches and being able to get your bat on it, you'd like to see it pay off for Jenkins.
The third 2-2 pitch is fouled back again. Not going down without a fight is Maddie Jenkins, the catcher today. Hill with the next 2-2 pitch. And it's fouled back again.
She's got her timing down.
Yes, she does. This is what's that, about the 9th pitch of this at bat? Maybe
Believe
10,
so.
actually. She's fouled off a bunch of them. She'll get another chance at 2-2. And it's driven up the middle. Line drive, a looping liner for the base hit. So it breaks up the no-hitter and gives Louisiana a chance here in the bottom of the 7th. Good work by Maddie Jenkins. What a great at-bat that was.
It was a really nice at-bat, and it's going to pay off for someone, right? It's going to be the pitcher or the hitter that's going to win that battle, and I think that was just perfect. Jenkins continued to make Hill throw to her and then got the pitch that she wanted, drops it in up the middle for a single.
Dupree steps in, and she'll take the first pitch for a ball. She's grounded out to third and struck out in the second and the fourth. And she needs to do something as well. The next pitch swings at that rise ball out of the zone, and it's 1-1. That's what they laid off in the first 2 innings, did Louisiana, and now they've, starting with the third, they started chasing it and struck out twice in the third, and it's got worse ever since. Another rise ball swung on and missed. That one actually in the zone.
And had a little something off of it as well.
Tipped back into the catcher's glove, and it's 1-2. Jenkins not going anywhere. She doesn't mean a thing. The next pitch, fouled back. She caught up to that rise ball that time, got a piece of it, and it stays 1-2. On deck is Jordan Bayline. Looks like there may be a pinch hitter in the on-deck circle. Next pitch, grounded to third. They'll go to second and get the force out. And too late for the double play. They made the throw, but well short of in time. And so the final out will be, or the final batter, the final opportunity is a pinch hitter, number 7. And you're going to tell me who that is because you know these girls like by heart, I think.
I do. I believe it is. I believe that is Georgia Powell. It's Georgia Powell. I was right.
You don't believe, you know.
Using my spidey senses. And then we do have a courtesy runner at first base.
Courtesy runner for Dupree. Actually, it would be a pitch runner for her, but they could re-enter if they would score. First pitch by Hill is swung on and missed by Georgia Powell for the first strike. 2 outs in the game. Runner on first. Louisiana down by 2. Swings and misses at the next pitch right down central, and it's 0-2, so Powell immediately in trouble here. And now if Hill throws anything but the rise ball out of the zone, I will be shocked. She didn't. Throws a wild pitch as a runner, number 8. Did you get number 8? Who's that on?
It is Jordan.
Jordan? Oh, Jordan. Her last name's Jordan.
Her last name is Jordan.
Gotcha. It's pinch running. So the count is now 1-2 on the pinch hitter, Powell. Down and in, gets by the catcher again, and Jordan will get the third. So she's safe on 2 wild pitches. But again, she doesn't really mean much with a 2-run lead. It's the batter at the plate you want to get, and Coach Audra Heimer will go out to the mound and talk to her hurler. With a 2-2 count, 2 outs in the inning. We're in the bottom of the 7th and a 2-run lead.
A quick conference and probably just to pick me up.
It's like throw something straight and hard down the middle and see if she can hit it. And here we go. And swung on and missed on the rise ball, so whatever she said worked, and that'll do it for the ball game. A hit in the inning, the first of the game for Louisiana, but they strand that runner, and they will go down to defeat tonight in this EMO Conference game by the final score of 3-1. The post-game show's next on Eagle 102 Sports.
Game of the Week coverage on air and online brought to you by Ameriprise Financial Advisor Tamara Scherter, Pogue Ford, and W5 Auction Services.
The Eagle 102 Sports post-game show is coming up on KJFM Radio.
It's a great time to buy or sell a home. I'm Vicki Cadwalder, and I take pride in offering skills that make the process go smoothly from beginning to end. Even after closing, I enjoy staying in touch and being there to help you if you have any other needs or questions. Call me and we'll create a personalized plan just for you. Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate, loving our small town life.
Seize the summer with hot savings on versatile New Holland mid-range tractors from Bowling Green Tractor. Choose 0% financing for 72 months or get up to $10,000 in cash back. Pick the deal that's right for you. As icing on the cake, you'll pay no money down with nothing due until 2025 with either offer. This summer's hottest deals on utility tractors are available now at Bowling Green Tractor. Stop in for all the details. Offer ends September 13th. For commercial use only. Customer participation is subject to credit qualification and CNH Industrial Capital America LLC approval. Standard terms, conditions, and other restrictions apply. Down payment may be required.
Eagle 102 Sports coverage brought to you all season long by One Multi-Sports Complex, Pike County Mutual Insurance agents Corey Buchanan and Shelley Cluckey, Gambino's Eatery, and Hannibal Regional Medical Group.
Time now for the Eagle 102 Sports post-game show on KJFM Radio.
Well, the final score 3-1 in this ball game. It was a good ball game, Maddie. Louisiana just could not figure out Reese Hill.
No, at the beginning of the game, Reese Hill was having just a little bit of trouble finding the strike zone, and that's where you saw a walk and then a bunt and that error that was attached to that. That's where Louisiana got their one and only run. But when you are going through the rest of the game and your only hit comes in the 7th inning, it's really hard. But, I think Reese Hill definitely stepped it up in the circle, and there was just something that changed that both you and I noticed. When she was out in the circle, she was working quicker. There was a little bit more confidence. She was calling her own pitches at times. It just seemed like she stepped up her game, and when she did, that kind of put a fear in Louisiana, and they were guessing at what pitch to swing at. Everything was working for her then. Her pitches that were rising, drop balls, changeups, you kind of had to guess. And so when you're already working from behind in that spot and she has some speed, Louisiana was just on their heels. 7
innings pitched for Hill. She is the winning pitcher. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 earned run. She walked 4, struck out 11. Reese Womack was no slouch in the circle in her own right, just giving up 3 runs. She pitched 7 innings, 5 hits. She walked 5 and struck out 5 and hit a batter. And so she will take the loss as Montgomery County raises their record to 15-5, and Louisiana drops to 11-7. 1 hour and 38 seconds to finish that 38 minutes. 1 hour and 30, whatever, it was about
what
an
we're
hour
talking
and a half.
about, yeah. And it was, like you said, it was a really good game, and both of these teams need to remember this just a couple of weeks from now. This may not be the last time you see each other, especially with that postseason and the district games being played at Montgomery County. But, these two teams could look a little bit different in that next time that they match up. But overall, your lineup that you're sending to the plate, you always want an EMO conference win. So you're putting the best 9 out there as much as possible. So this is no game to look past.
Well, and what this game does for Montgomery City, it gives them at least they're still in touch with Ellsbury for the conference title, but Ellsbury's rolling. They're 20-6. But what it really does, it gives them the edge in the seeding for the district tournament.
It does.
Because them and Louisiana were battling for the 2 and the 3 seed, as Ellsbury is going to be the 1 seed. And this will give Montgomery County the edge. Does that make a lot of difference? Not a whole lot other than your first round opponent, because you're going to play each other either way, whether you're the 2 or 3 seed. So they're likely to see each other if they can each win their first round games in the district tournament. It actually might give Montgomery County a bye, because I'm not positive how many.
Yeah, they keep redistricting
like
and moving people around. And
if it's 6 teams in the district, the top 2 teams will get a bye. So that'll help Montgomery City maybe get that first round bye. But Louisiana still, doing well. A tough game, tough opponent. They're ranked 10th in the state, so 3-1's nothing to be ashamed of. They just got to put the ball in play a little more.
Yeah, they do, and I don't think they played poorly. And one of the best parts about watching Louisiana play, in my opinion, is just seeing these different roles that girls continue to play for them, and not complaining about it, stepping up and doing their job. Jordan Pedersen's been behind the plate, and she steps up in left field and makes a big catch. The score could have been a lot different. She doesn't make that catch. And so just little things like that makes this team very dynamic, and I like that going into the postseason.
That's going to do it for us here from Wallace Memorial Park. I want to thank Maddie and who's back at the station?
Brendan.
Brendan's back at the station. Thank you, Brendan. Hope you stayed awake. This is Jim Ross, your final score. We got a lot of football, I might remind you, tomorrow night as Bowling Green Van Far play in a big matchup of 2 undefeated state-ranked teams. And then we'll also have the Louisiana game as well for you, so tune in for that tomorrow night. Counting down to kickoff will start at 6:15, and then we'll bring you those broadcasts starting at about 6:30. Your final score here tonight, Montgomery County 3, Louisiana 1. So long until tomorrow night.
You've been listening to Area High School Sports on Eagle 102. Join us each week as we bring you the best of area high school sports on air at 102.1, online at kjfmradio.com, and on the KJFM radio app. You can find a full recap of scores online and daily during Eagle 102 Sports, all from your area sports leader, KJFM Radio. You're listening to Eagle 102, KJFM, Louisiana Bowling Green, 102.1 on your dial, KJFM Radio, Eagle 102.